Welcome to Author Talk with MT Lynx.
Good afternoon, this is MT Lynx. I'm an indie author. I am the author of Project Agoshian, The Call of the Catelli, and Myths of Endolian, The Ballad of Inyana Mortsel, two separate book series. And I'm going to try to do a long form video. I've been, for the last year, almost exclusively doing reels and shorts, but this is going to be my first foray into long form videos, so I certainly hope you'll bear with me, as it's a bit of a learning curve and I'm not the best on camera. And yes, I do actually live in this yellow headset. No, it's not sponsored, unless they want to. Today I'm actually going to talk to you about how, as an indie author with a separate full-time job, I actually find time to write, and how I spec that time specifically and break it out, because I'm a bit of an old school girly. I love myself a good planner, and this is actually how I use it. I've tried Notion, and I've tried different electronic methodologies for task tracking and project management scheduling of my day, to work time in to edit and to read and to write and to do voiceover work, and it's one more thing on the background of my PC that I just end up ignoring. It's like my browser tabs, if I ever happen to show that on screen. Not today. It's a bit embarrassing because there's about 80 tabs open, which, like my brain, 80 tabs are open, the music's playing on one of them, but I can't tell you which one. Still love that joke. Anyway, this is my planner. This specifically, I love the Hobonichi Techo Cousin, and this specifically is the one I use for 2025. In fact, I've just started setting it up. I'll show you very quickly. There's the month for January. That's what it looks like so far. It's got my different social media planning systems in it right now, plus dates and my monthly goals. And I'll give you a very brief one, what it looks like for next week. And I will show you, and then I'll actually do a top-down view so you can see how I go through and edit one and create the planning and the schedule for the week upcoming. In fact, I will not be showing you this week or next week because those are already filled out, so no use in showing you how I do that, but I will show you how I do the week of January 13th moving forward. So I'll show you what it looks like generally for my currently done week. And for now, I will open up and show you a brand new week. You can see this one's completely empty. We're going to fill it out together, so you can see exactly how I do my planning and schedule, where I sneak in time to work, and how I manage to keep on schedule despite time slips, which tend to happen every day. So I'll see you on the back end. Let's go ahead and get started.
Right off the bat, I have my different highlighters here from Mr. Pen. And you can see that I've taken a Sharpie and written the category for each highlighter on the pen body so that I use the same ones every time and build that visual memory. The top one in blue is for my language classwork, Welsh right now, and it's called Welsh Used to Be Cute. Next up is light one in pink for focus time or work, and then I've got orange for self-care, family time, or feline care, and then I've got yellow, totally for SocMed, which I call for social media. Next up is the orange, which is anything workout, anything exercise, anything health related. Then I've got light green for travel, anything that travel time block. And finally, this darker blue lavender is for sleep. And yes, I threw in extra E's and Z's in there for cute effect to be sleep. And since I'm the only one who sees them, it's for my amusement entirely. I also have a fine liner by Sarasa, which I use to mark separation between time blocks and to show them more clearly. It's really good and doesn't bleed in between the different colors for the highlighter block sets. Finally, I have the Lumos Pen by Tom Studio. This is my favorite pen at the moment. It's a refillable liquid ink pen that uses capillary suction to draw the ink up the cartridge and has different tips. Mine's single-sided, but you can get it with 2 tips and cartridges if that's what you want, so you can keep 2 pens on hand at any given time. I only wanted one though, so that's mine. Right, now I'm using the Hobonichi Techo Cousin, and here it is. This is a cover I use and I've used for quite a while now with all cats on it. I couldn't find one with the lynx, so cats I'll have to do. I found it on Etsy somewhere. There are pen loops that I almost never use, and little slots in the front cover for pictures, bookmarks, tabs, things of that nature, and there's all my stuff there. You can see I've got a beautiful Lynx picture there. I also found that on Etsy, and I've got some quotes and notes on monthly and quarterly schedule things. Right, so we're going to start on the week of January 13th. The first thing I'm going to do is get all my highlighters out of the way and then go through and list what each category and colour is so that it reminds me. So with that done, the first thing I schedule time for is sleep. It's the most important thing in my day, so it goes in first. Normally this runs 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. most days. Now, for weekend times, I normally block 12 p.m. to 6 a.m. for Friday night to Saturday and Saturday night to Sunday, but Sunday night goes back to the 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. schedule. Now I'm going to add in my language class time blocks, 4:30 to 6:30 a.m. 2 days a week on Monday and Wednesday. Now I'm going to add some time in for a workout here right after class ends. Normally I do a quick weightlifting routine then. On Tuesdays and Thursdays I also run in the evenings, so for those morning time blocks I'll do yoga because I don't like to lift weights and run on the same days. But that's just me. Now I'm going to fit in some self-care time on Tuesdays and Thursdays during the time block I would normally have class. I'm actually going to use this time block to practice meditation. Wish me luck. It's always given me a bit of a fit now and then. And for Friday during this time block, I'm going to put in a focus time slot. Now I'm going to add in a self-care time block for getting ready for work and feline care. I always have a time slot in there for ensuring they have some time with me to play, have their food ritual, and just cuddle a bit before I start my day. And then I use my Fineliner to separate all the time blocks. You can use a ruler and make it perfectly straight if you want to, but I don't care about that, so I just freehand it. Now I'm going to put all the categories in on the colored blocks now that they've dried down a bit. They dry down pretty quickly, so I don't have to wait long. This step can get a bit repetitive, but I find it soothing in a way. They say planning is a form of self-care, and I make sure to do this on Sunday for the week ahead. I do have a separate planner, a Hobonichi Weeks I use for my day job, and I do a week ahead planning on Mondays, usually the first thing I do after I catch up on email so I can catch anything urgent. This is a work self-care ritual I have, but I can't show you that one though, too much detailed stuff in there. Now for the 8 to 8:30, I schedule in a time block for posting social media. I try to have everything preloaded and ready to post ahead of time, but in the event I want to do something spontaneous, I have a bit of a time slip in there. Now I'm adding in travel time blocks as it takes me a smidge over half an hour to drive there. It's a slog, I don't fancy it, but that's where we are right now and I'm thankful to have work because it keeps food in the cat's dishes. Next up is work time, 9 to 5. Enough said there. Now I'm adding a travel time block to come back. I can hear the argument already, but MT, you forgot to put in a break for lunch. No, I normally don't take a break for lunch. On Monday, Wednesday and Fridays, I usually do one meal a day, so I'm fasting on nothing but water, black coffee and occasionally soda water. On the other days of the week, I don't eat anything until noon, and then it's something light I can nosh on while I'm working. It's helped me beat insulin resistance and become healthier overall. I checked with the docs, I'm doing great, so this is what works for me. You do you. And remember, I'm an author, not a doctor. Don't take anything I say as medical advice, you hear? Right? Good. Carrying on. I've gone ahead and marked my fast and eat schedule here for my reference. Remember, not medical advice. So now I'm going to go in and add my evening workout time slot. On Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, it's a couple of miles of walking, just walking on the local greenway. But on Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday, I plan in a block of time to go for a run. Alright, when I get back from my workout, I've got some time blocked off for self-care, time with family, family dinner, or time with my cats to give them dinner and cuddle a bit. It's whatever my body needs at that given point in time. Now I'm going to go in and recategorize everything again and just make sure everything's well documented so I know what I'm expecting to do during these times. And I'd like to point out that this ink does not bleed or transfer onto my hand at all here. Now I'll block in some focus time after self-care. This is where I do my brainstorming, writing, or editing times depending on what workflow I'm in at the moment. After the focus time, I've got one more self-care time block, and that's for getting ready for bed. This time block is longer on Fridays, as I usually include some game time in there, just to make sure I actually get to play some of the awesome games I've got in my backlog. Now I'm going to go back in with the fineliner again and just clean up all the separateness. I've added a few more categories back in here and the week is pretty well done. Now it's time to schedule out the weekend. So I'll start off with ensuring that I get in the morning sleep added in on Saturday and Sunday. It's not a real lie-in, but it's helpful to take the edge off from the week. Then I'll add in a morning workout. On Saturday, that'll be yoga or a dance class. I do these at home. YouTube is a lovely thing with all the things you can learn there. And then I'll book in some time for self-care and feline care on both Saturday and Sunday. On Sunday, I'll book in a block of self-care time for doing chores around the house. Why is that covered under self-care? Because if I don't take care of the house and my life in general, I'm not taking care of me. At the end of the self-care block, I'll add in a little more time for the family lunch on Sunday. I'm cooking, and that's a nice family time ritual for us. Next up on Sunday, I'll block out a chunk of time to prepare social media for the week ahead, writing scripts, editing videos, filming footage raws, or doing voiceover work. Then, still on Sunday, I'll book in time to go for a longer run. This is my time to do mental filing while letting my body work out whatever's going on in the background. On Saturday, I'll book in that time slot around the same time as Sunday just to go for a hike, getting the blood flowing. I usually take a pen and paper with me on these hikes because I get a lot of ideas while I'm out walking. Now I'm just blocking out some time on Saturday and Sunday to include family dinner time, feline care and their food ritual, and just relaxation. And then I'll go in and list all the categories again and get in another fineliner separation session. You might have noticed that I left some white spaces here and there. I'm going to go put in a large focus block on Saturday for editing and business updates, and I'll separate this by a block of time for lunch and some travel time for the hike, to and back. I've still left some blank spaces in there because the weekend time slots do tend to flow a bit, and I want to give myself grace to let things shift if they need to. And you can see I've prioritised time for sleeping and working out every day because I'm putting my health first, even if it's just to go for a walk. Movement's important to my health and I want to prioritise that, mental and physical, so that's what you're seeing here. Yes, I know it's not as pretty and perfectly aligned with colours and neat boxes and rulers used for perfectly straight lines, but that's okay for me. I'm not worried about colouring inside the lines. I colour and let the lines mould around me, perfectly imperfect, and that is how I prefer to be, as I don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good, and that system works for me. I've tried doing task lists in each time block, but it's got a bit messy and complicated to read, so I'm keeping up with the time blocks to do things and just have general daily task list I keep separate that I use. Now I wanted to show you that after all that colouring, fine lining and inking, there has been no transfer from any of the pens or highlighters I've used to my hands or sleeves. All of these pens are tried and true, tested by yours truly. And no, none of this is sponsored, no affiliate links being hawked. This is just what I use because I know it works exactly as I want it to. Right then, back to the closes, shall we?
Oh! Hello, Ananos. So it looks like my little nosy boss decided he wanted to join me on camera. He's pretty good about that. I'm glad the camera's picking him up because due to his depth of colour, he doesn't often show up very well, but I'm certainly hoping you can see him here. Hello, baby. Oh, she's sweetie. Just don't put that earphone in your mum. I don't care for it. Anyway, pretty boy. Anyway, there he is. Oh, he gorgeous. Of course I am. I'm the star of the show. Nobody wants to talk to you. Anyway, back to the thing. I'm so happy you've come along with me on this journey, and I hope it's been an idea generator or help you see exactly if you're an aspiring author, an aspiring writer who wants to figure out from a day-to-day job, how do you fit time in to write? Where do you find the corners of time? And for me, honestly, after the last few years, I found it's more important for me to prioritise my sleep, which is why you see as the third thing I schedule. It's absolutely required. And quite frankly, if I didn't do it, I would work through the night, and that's not good. You're not creative, you can't keep a focus, you'll lose the plot, literally. And you need to make sure that you find the best time for you to work around your schedule. But honestly, especially in 2025, prioritize sleep. We all need it, and we all need a lot more of it than we think we do. So, by the way, I apologize if I'm looking up and down because I've got my camera up here and I'm looking back at my feedback down there, and I'm constantly doing this. So, it's a learning curve. I still haven't gotten my really good filming setup done yet. First thing I'm doing, month 1, 2025, we're going to get an actual filming location. But anyway, here we are. Glad for you coming along with me on this journey. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. This is my first real long form video where I'm on camera. I'm not horribly comfortable with it, but it's a learning curve. We'll get there. Or maybe we won't. Maybe I'll always be awkward. It's fine. Very good. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll talk to you later. And now you know.
Thanks for watching, and if you've gotten anything out of this, give us a like. Talk to you next time.